What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step forward as far as my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
Trying to conceive isn't just a physical journey. It's one of the most mentally and emotionally demanding experiences a couple can go through. And it's time we start talking about all of it. Hi, I'm Denise Erez, your fertility godmother, and this show is for the woman who wants to optimize their health, who is trying to conceive and wants real, honest support, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, without the overwhelm. Because this journey isn't just about getting pregnant. It's about who you become through it. And you don't have to navigate it alone. So take a deep breath. You're in the right place. Let's do this together. And welcome to the Fertility Godmother Show. Hi, Mel. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm grateful for you as well to be on here and share your story. It's very, very helpful to people that are going through similar journeys. So thank you. So I've read all the things you sent me. So thank you for that. What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like the next step forward as far as like my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you've done so far?
So I've gone to get checked. I got blood work done. So right now I'm just waiting to get an authorization for a fertility doctor. So, and then I mean, all of the tests, I didn't really understand it. They didn't, I mean, they go over it, but they don't really, you know, talk to you about it in depth.
Okay. You sent me some of your blood work, but I didn't see any hormones on there. Did you get a hormone panel done?
I don't know what they sent me. I told them what I wanted, out of it, and so she said that she's gonna, put everything. So I guess she didn't though.
Or maybe they didn't come through. That was done a while ago. I didn't see any hormones, so that's something that would be important to check. Okay.
And that would also be through blood work.
Mhm. Yeah, I would do it through blood work first. There's other tests, but I would do it through blood work for sure.
I'm gonna be taking
Mm.
notes too. So
Yeah, take notes, take notes. Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna take notes
yeah,
because okay,
yeah.
so I will see about that. Yeah, because I asked about that. Because initially, before I even went to like a gynecologist, I said that I wanted to get my fertility checked. So that's when she said that she was going to do all the blood work, and I
Okay,
needed it anyway. So
right. Okay, yeah. So we wanna take a deeper look at look at your hormones for sure, all of them. Right. That's gonna be really important. And maybe you'll do that at the fertility doctor, but it would be nice if you had that beforehand. Maybe.
okay.
I don't know when you're it looks like it's taking time. So tell me a little bit, you've been trying to conceive for a couple years, is that correct?
Yeah, about like a year or two.
And what have you been doing to, like, prepare for that?
So what I've done differently is track my cycle. After I got off of birth control, I started tracking my cycle and just keeping, I guess, like a better record and like kind of being more diligent of like what day I'm supposed to have it. Kind of whereas before I didn't really like think about it too much, and
Oh,
I was on birth control. So
right. Okay, anything else?
I have been looking into changing my diet. So kind of like I know certain foods promote like egg health, right? So I was kind of looking into that, and then yeah, it's mostly just kind of been checking my health and making sure that I guess my main concern has been if I my fertility level, I guess if I am or not. So that's why I've been doing these tests, and I don't know if it's any if like there's anything wrong with me or if it's just harder for me.
Okay. Has your partner been tested at all or not yet?
No.
Right. Are you taking any supplements or anything?
No, I was looking into that as well, but I kinda wanna hold off until I know which is the right one. So,
Okay.
but yeah, they are something that I have looked into.
Okay. We definitely want you to be on a high quality prenatal vitamin. So, real quickly, because while we're here, being on a high quality prenatal, you also want to be on vitamin D.
Yeah, and I did see that I was low on vitamin D.
So, for your situation, I would recommend you take 5,000 twice a day, 5,000 units twice a day. You're very low. And that's also very common. It's something I look at a lot for fertility, right? So, and of course, overall health. So the basic supplements you wanna be on is a high quality prenatal, a fish oil, and a vitamin D. Then I also like a probiotic is gonna be important too, a good quality probiotic. And I can share with you later, where you can get good quality.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. But we wanna start that right away because it's important when we're preparing for pregnancy, we have to remember that, and a lot of people don't know, I don't know if you're aware, but the the egg that you're ovulating this cycle started getting ready, started growing 3 months ago. And so we really wanna make sure that we're doing that preconception care for at least 3 months, making sure that our eggs have all the
Okay,
right nutrients, and also the sperm too. So your partner should also be making sure that he has all the right nutrients, that he's healthy, that he's doing the pieces as well. Does that make
okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there like any specific supplements or anything that he can be taking as well?
Yes, absolutely. So without seeing his blood work, I usually recommend a fish oil as well. And then, he should make sure his labs are done so we can look at his nutrients to see if he's in the right zone of things. Antioxidants are helpful. So anything like A, C, E, zinc, blueberries, there's a bunch of supplements out there. So I'll
Mhm.
send you my supplement guide and you can really
Okay.
kind of take a look at all of that
Yeah.
that he wants to be on. There's even prenatal vitamins for men now, preconception vitamins. So that might be an easier, like a multivitamin type of thing that's specific for
Yeah.
fertility. So
Okay.
I can share that with you. Okay. Let me just make a note. Okay. One of the things you mentioned a lot that I think maybe I can help you with is you mentioned a lot of stress,
A lot of stress. Yeah.
a lot of stress. Yeah. So can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, pretty much it's a lot of like financial and I guess just I feel like I've kind of just been in like a loop for so long and I kind of am trying to break out of it. So I think just taking like my not only my overall health but my mental health, like focusing more on that as well, and then just kind of it just I know it all ties in because when like I'm working out constantly, when I'm doing other things, it helps my stress level. So I know that there's certain things that I've been neglecting, but yeah, just kind of
Okay. So what's stopping you right now from working out and doing the things that help you manage stress?
I guess just depression.
Depression.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what does that look like?
It's kind of just like I lose motivation. And I was going to therapy for a while, but I just felt like it wasn't working. So I feel like I definitely neglected my health. So I'm just trying to get back to taking care of myself. And I know that that's going to take away my stress level. I guess just, I feel like if you think a lot of negativity, you attract a lot of negativity. And I feel like I was doing that. So I'm trying to break that cycle. It's been hard, but
Yeah. So what are you doing to break that cycle?
well, for the longest time, I've always like thought of myself as like spiritual, but I never really focused on it. So I'm kind of focusing more on my faith and spirituality and thinking about more positive instead of negative, and it's been helping for sure.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. What does it look like, what do you do when you're not feeling depressed, when you're feeling good? Can you think of a time when you were feeling good and you were happy?
Yeah, I was, like, waking up early, going to the gym, like, I would have my coffee. It was like a whole routine, so I definitely feel like that is a big piece that I'm missing, and just I guess I was working more as well, so I feel like, having less time to not think about stuff. If I focus, my time on something else, it's gonna preoccupy me and, keep me busy, and I won't be stressed or, thinking about
Right. So when it comes to that and how you're feeling, tell me what do you want?
as far as
As far as how you feel, the emotions that you want, instead of feeling depressed, what would you want?
just like, I mean, obviously to be happy, to feel good about myself and feel like I contribute, I guess. Sometimes I don't feel like that. And maybe that's because I stopped working at one of my jobs. So,
Okay. Are you still working at another job? You said one of your jobs.
no, so I used to work in a gym and then I stopped working there. So I guess the gym is pretty much like a big part of my life, and not having that, I guess I feel it. And I didn't really think about it
Mm,
until like right now.
good.
So
Yeah. Okay. So if you had the formula, which you gave me a lot of things that you said, is really if you put your focus on other things. So things that are helping you feel better, like spirituality, and then just things that you're focusing on that make you feel good, right? So when you're working, you don't have as much time to think negatively. Is that right?
yeah,
Being hard on yourself, right?
yeah,
So what would need to happen for you to get back into that routine? You have a formula that makes you feel good.
yeah. I
What would need to
guess
happen?
that's kind of what I'm missing. I don't know. It's kind of starting it and sticking with it.
Right. So what stopped you from doing that?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I've been
Mm,
trying to think about that too.
yeah, I totally get that. It makes sense. You're not sure. What would you imagine it is? Like if you did know, what would it be?
Because some days, like, I'll be okay and I'll get up and, go to the gym and do what I need to do. But other days, it's a little harder.
So on the days that you do get up and do what you need to do, what's different? What happened?
I mean, I feel like probably I get more rest. So definitely if
Okay.
I sleep more, or like if I get to bed at a certain time and then set myself up for the next day. I guess
Mm,
again, that whole routine of maybe, I mean, I never really prepped like the night before, but maybe I can do that. Set
okay.
myself up, like if I have like maybe breakfast ready, like pre-made, if I have like my clothes out. I don't know. Just, I mean, I never thought about that, but I guess if I have it in my head the night before and like have everything set up, I think that would be a little better. I can try that.
Amazing. Yeah, I find that when people prepare the night before for the next day, it's much more successful. Like we tend to think that it's just going to happen, but really having a good day starts the day before, right?
Yeah.
Getting like you said, exactly what you said, getting the right sleep, having your meals prepared, and I find it helpful to think about what workouts you're going to do ahead of time and have your clothes planned out. Like you said, that's an amazing plan. I love that you created that for yourself. That would be amazing. So you mentioned getting enough rest, and I know you talked about. I think you brought up sleep. What would need to
Yeah.
happen to get enough rest?
Well, the thing is, I feel like I just keep waking up throughout the night. So it's
Okay,
not really about like the time I get to sleep. It's more of me just constantly waking up. And I think that goes back to the stress and like just a
okay,
lot on my mind.
okay. Got it. So when you wake up several times throughout the night, like what does that look like? How many times are you waking up? How long are you up for?
I'll wake up like maybe anywhere between like 2 to 4, and I'll be up for a few minutes, maybe a little longer. But yeah, it's just a constant like waking up.
Okay. Wait, a constant waking up, or you're waking up between 2 and 4? Constantly waking up
No, like,
between 2 and
sorry,
4?
like, I'm waking up between 2 to 4 times
2 to 4
throughout.
times,
Yeah, sorry, not the time, but, like,
oh,
the frequency.
for a couple
Sorry.
minutes. Okay. And what
Yeah,
do you get up to go to the bathroom? Like, what do you do?
sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Before, that was a real problem. I used to have to get up at least once.
Okay. And then, so you wake up and what do you know what wakes you up?
Not
Is it
really.
is it a thought? Is it just you just wake up and then
Yeah, I feel like I just wake up and I, like, have to readjust myself too.
your body?
Yeah, probably my body as well. But
Your
again,
way
it just, like, I feel like it just all ties into me, like, me taking care of my body and
yeah. So that sounds like it's a big piece of you
Mhm.
taking care of your body, exercising, getting yourself in a routine. Routines are underestimated and they give us so much power, like and you just gave me your formula for success, making yourself feel good, right? Get, getting up, going to
Yeah,
the gym, and you really enjoy that. What else would it look like to take care of yourself?
food for sure, my diet, so that's why I want to, like, as well as the supplements, I want to incorporate better food that would help my, like, egg quality and fertility, and even after that, stick to, better foods and, like, cooking myself instead of, getting something quick.
Got it. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. So do you have time to do that? Can you make the
Yeah,
time for that? Uh-huh. So what stopped you from doing that?
honestly, I feel like it's just all the negativity that I told myself.
Okay. So we need to figure out how to manage those thoughts. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, it's just kinda like I'm starting to see, like, not starting to, but, certain things I've neglected, and it's just kinda like it's really taking a toll, so if I don't do something now, then obviously it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, and Mel, it's very common. I've been there too. We just, sometimes we get comfortable or we start to get down on ourselves and then it just starts to spiral and it gets harder and harder, right? So and what I know is when you start to implement those things that make you feel good, it can pivot really quickly, right? When you start to just do the little things that to take care of yourself. So tell me a little bit about your energy level.
So, for the most part, it feels pretty good.
Okay. Mm.
Sometimes I mean, I've been dealing more with, I guess, like, an injury, so it kinda brings my energy down a little bit, but, I mean, other than that, I feel like my energy has been okay.
So your energy is good.
Yeah, before, though, I felt like I would just wanna sleep all the time, but I think that was just my mood,
Mhm.
so I just felt tired all the time, and I was taking medication before, but I stopped, so I've been off of it about, like, maybe 6 or 7 months. So I
Wow.
don't know if that, yeah, so I was taking it for almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay. Was the medication for
it was for, like, depression and anxiety
okay,
stuff.
great.
Oh,
And how are you managing now? You've been off it for a
so
while.
I've been off of it for a while, so I guess I feel like maybe my mood has changed because of that,
For the
because I've
better?
well, I'm not sure, honestly. But yeah, just I feel like the doctors that I've talked to, I don't know. I feel like maybe I've been misdiagnosed, or I don't know. But I didn't get back on the medication, and I don't know if I should go back on it. But I feel like if I've been off of it this long,
You're probably okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So what I know is that a lot of times there's certain habits and patterns that we do that can, that can feel like depression, right? So there's certain things that we do, like we can you if you could probably tell me exactly like how do you hold your body when you feel depressed?
Mhm.
How do you hold your body when it's
Probably just really heavy.
heavy? Yeah,
Yeah.
and what would
Probably
your
curl in, like, into a little ball,
yeah curl in? Yeah,
lie down.
right. Yeah, and is your energy high or is it your low energy low when you're
It's low,
feeling
yeah.
feels low? And
Mhm.
how's your breathing? How would you breathe?
Actually, you know what? I don't think about that. But I feel like, and it's funny because the work that I do, breath work is so important. And I
Mm,
forget about that, right? So to relax, right, I help people, like, stretch, right? So whether you're injured yourself or tight or anything, I help other people, and I forget to do the same thing for myself. So it's
yeah.
kinda, I don't know, it's weird that I
I
forget to do that, but
right, I know.
because I tell people breathing is really important, so
Breathing right,
yeah.
right. So, what could you do to help yourself remember to breathe?
I guess just be more in tune with my body, because sometimes I do catch myself, but other times I don't. So I guess just maybe being more aware of that actual feeling.
Yeah. Okay. And would there be something else that can help you? Like sometimes people will set an alarm. Sometimes we have those reminders on our phones or watches to remind us to breathe. Or is there something that else that
I
would
guess I could set a reminder. I didn't think about that. Just
remind you
like
to
do
breathe? Just
breath work or yeah.
getting back in that habit. Yeah. But I love that awareness, right? Because usually when we're feeling depressed or anxious, our breathing is more shallow or we'll
Yeah.
hold our breath.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So would that be helpful for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. So if you're feeling better, I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper here. There's a few things that you can do here, but I don't want you to get completely overwhelmed. But I do want to dive into a little bit of and we don't have to necessarily share the thoughts, but when you're thinking these thoughts, you're being hard on yourself, the negative thoughts. How does it make you feel?
Um well, makes me feel bad about myself and kind of makes me question my worth.
Mm,
And I know that's not good to think. So those are the thoughts that I've been trying to take away, and it's just all that negativity. I don't know, it's something that built over time. Well, not built over time, but I've kinda always had it, and I guess just within the last year or so, it just kinda grew bigger.
so yeah, those can be really heavy. Right.
Mhm.
Do you ever question your thoughts?
Question my thoughts, like, are they real or
Are they true? Is it true?
eh, I try and question them now because I know that, a lot of the negative things that I think aren't true.
Yeah, right. And it makes us feel a certain way. So our thoughts create a feeling and then we feel usually bad, right? And when we feel bad, then we don't want to get up in the morning and go to the gym. We don't want to cook. We don't want to take care of our bodies because we're feeling bad. We make
Yeah.
we'll make unhealthy choices instead
Mhm.
of choices, right? And all those things, they just pull us away from what we want, right?
Yeah.
So for clarity, you said you wanted to be happy, is that right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So think of a time, can you think of a time when you were happy? What you said you were going to the gym, part of the things you were going to the gym, you were taking care of your
Mhm.
body. And
Yeah.
so was there anything else you were doing?
Yeah, so I feel like this is, like, personal, so I'm gonna
Okay.
share
We
it
won't
though, so
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna stop the recording here. Sent me. So thank you for that. What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like, the next step forward as far
Uh-huh.
as, like, my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
Sent me. So thank you for that. What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like the next step forward as far
Uh-huh.
as like my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like the next step forward as far
Uh-huh.
as like my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like the next step forward as far
Uh-huh.
as like my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like the next step forward as far
Uh-huh.
as like my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
What would one thing be that you would want to get out of our call today?
Just maybe the next step to take, like the next step forward as far
Uh-huh.
as like my health and just being able to get closer to becoming pregnant.
Good. All right. Amazing. So, what do you need right now to help you feel better, to help you feel happy? What would you need right now?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I'm just trying to work on clarity for myself and just knowing that the negative thoughts aren't true when I tell them to myself.
Yeah. So, what do and you said before when you have a negative thought, you change your focus, right? Or
Mhm.
you try to not even go there by keeping your focus on other things that give you joy. Is that
Mhm.
right? So one of the neuroencoding tools we use is called a stop technique. So what you do is you have a negative thought that comes. You literally say the words stop and you redirect your focus into something that you want instead. So the idea is you you have that feeling, that negative thought, because the thoughts create the feeling. And then instead of staying in that thought, that feeling, you interrupt the pattern by saying stop. Actually physiologically change your position. So if you're sitting down, you would stand up. Or if you're in the car, you could turn your head at a stop sign, look for other things, right? You're going to interrupt that pattern physiologically, physically, and say it out loud or under your breath, stop, right? And then you're going to want to put in at that moment, which this is where a lot of people don't do, is what you want instead or what's true instead. So sometimes we'll do like even in just one simple sentence, like I am amazing, right? Stop, take a deep breath, smile,
Mhm.
and say I am amazing, right? And then you can like squeeze your fist, anchor yourself, or pinch your fingers, or do something, but it's important to do a deep breath smile because that's gonna
Mhm.
release happy hormones, happy chemicals, and then it's important to put in what you want instead. So it can be just, "I'm amazing. I'm magnificent. I'm" whatever word feels good for you, right? And then you're interrupting that pattern, and there's a whole process that we do, an exercise that we can do to for that, but that's the basics, and
Okay. I
you
like
can
that.
yeah, it's amazing. And the idea is, and I could take you through the exercise if you want, but you're in your car, you have to not be in your car. So
Yeah, yeah.
but you wanna do this over and over again and condition your mind 'cause you have a just like exercise. I'm also an exercise physiologist, I was a trainer too, so I love these analogies, but it's like
Yeah.
building muscle. It's creating you have to strengthen it, and then those neural pathways will get stronger, but
Yeah.
you have to keep conditioning it.
Mhm.
So and you already have a way of doing that you've been practicing, so this is just
Yeah.
a little bit more another tool for you. The quicker you do it, we say, like, kill the monster when it's a baby. So the quicker
Yeah.
you're gonna do it, the better, it'll be. Because it's harder once you get
Yeah.
down that road. It's hard
Yeah, it
to
is.
do, right? Right? So th so that's something that I'd like to offer you to do, and, is really just smile and put put a smile on your face and take a deep breath.
Mhm.
Right now, like, go
Yeah, I
ahead and
just
take
feel
a
like
deep breath for me and put a smile on your face,
yeah, that feels better. It
right?
really does. Yeah.
It really does, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It makes a difference. And you may have some resistance with this, because your body is in a it wants to feel comfortable. It doesn't necessarily want to change. But that's where
Yeah.
you have to manage your thoughts and be like, "No, I'm I don't
Mhm.
want to feel this way." And remember your vision, remember your goals. So you said you have a plan. You have a really
Mhm.
good plan, and it's gonna help pull you forward, that plan. Is that's my hallucination. You agree?
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
So keeping your eye on that plan, right? And then just remembering that. Yeah. What did you get from this what I just said?
Just to
Just to
when I have the negative thoughts, just what makes me happy and what keeps me focused versus the negative, and just
Mhm.
remember my vision of what my goals are and how to get.
Yeah, what do I want? Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you'll say stop, to make a physical change, stand up if you can, or just move your position, do something small,
Mhm.
depending on where you're at. And then just put a smile on your face and breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put in what you do want. Yeah. I am moving forward. I am,
Yeah.
happy. I
That's the
am
part
making
that yeah.
right.
I think it's just when you're in, like, such a negative space for so long and you try, it's like a battle and you're just back and forth. So it's for me, it's kinda like the negative thoughts feel true, but they're not, and I have to retrain my brain to know that they're not versus believing
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. And that's that loop that you were talking about, right?
Mhm.
That's that loop that you mentioned earlier. And so when we
Yeah.
break that loop and then you put in something new, then that's going to help you break that pattern, right?
Yeah.
It's so important. I love that we question our thoughts, because a lot of times they're not even our thoughts. They're not even
Yeah.
really coming from us.
Mhm.
Right, which is so it feels like it, but it's not the case. So this is amazing. So this is amazing news. So you have a lot of things coming up that are very positive, that are moving you in
Mhm.
closer to your goals, and
Yeah.
you're taking action on that.
Mhm.
All right. And
Yes.
so what would be your next step then to help you move closer to your goals? Yep.
Mm. I guess just focusing on my health and not so much stress, and then just let the good things happen
Mm,
and not hold myself back. 'Cause I feel
yeah,
like sometimes that's what I do. Like
yeah.
like I want good things to happen, and when things like, I believe that I believe in timing, and certain things happen for a reason, so you don't understand in the moment, but later on you understand.
You can see it, right?
Mhm.
There's a gift in there, that silver lining. There's always a lesson, you know, there's things happening for us. So, being that you wanna get healthy, you wanna be healthier,
Okay.
you mentioned having a routine, you mentioned
Yeah.
these things make you feel good. So now you have not only do you have your plan to help you pull yourself forward, but you're going let's create that plan. W At nighttime, what do you do? You said you exercise to manage stress. Is there anything else you do to manage stress? Okay. What would you recommend to somebody else? Okay. What do you like to do? Okay. Okay. You don't have any idea? What if you did know? What do you think would be a good place to start? Okay. Great. You want to experiment. That's something that you've been wanting to try to see if you like it. I love it. I love that. I love that. And I love that you mentioned journaling, because journaling is one of the fastest ways to help us change our mindset. And there's a couple different ways to journal. One is just to, answer some cues and write about it. But what I'd like you to start doing, something simple, is every day, first thing in the morning, write down three things you're grateful for. Like, have the thought before you get out of bed, and then write it down. Maybe have the journal right away. What are you grateful for? 3 things. Really not the same things all the time. And they can be big, they can be small. And then at nighttime, if you can take 5 minutes and just ask yourself, what went well today? And then what can I do better? Okay. So in the morning, it's first thing, what am I grateful for this morning? What could I be grateful for? Right. And then you can ask at nighttime, what went well? What was good? And find it. There's always something. What could I do better? Okay. That's going to be really important for you. Okay. And then take a deep breath in and smile. Okay? Write it down. It's so important. It's so important. And I'm gonna give you another exercise if it's okay. We call it in neuro and coding, we call it the mirror exercise. Okay. And what I want you to do is I want you to in the morning, do you brush your teeth? Okay. So do you have a mirror in your bathroom? Okay. So in the morning, I want you to look yourself in the eyes, say your full name, and say, I love you. The idea is to make a connection with yourself. So you're really gonna like look in your eyes as if you're, like, looking into somebody you love, like your partner. Breathe, smile, and say, "I love you. You're amazing. You rock." And I want you to do that every morning. And ideally, you can do it every time you look at a mirror, okay? But work your way up to that, but when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, be yourself, connect with yourself, and just let's start by being loving to yourself. Okay. So these things I think are going to be really helpful with helping you manage the stress. I think that's going to be a huge pull because you know about nutrition, and I can share with you some foods, specifically for fertility. I have a whole, guide I can send you. I'll send you the supplement guide. I'll send you the food diary. But you know about nutrition, you know about exercise, and it's really just getting yourself to back on track to do it. And then what does it look like to get ready for tomorrow? Okay. Very. And then what would stop you from getting up? Are you going to work out in the morning before you take your dog? Okay. What day? Do you know? Okay. So one thing that is going to be important is like to get that on the calendar, right? Yeah. Get it on the calendar. So when would you be able to find that out? Awesome. You'll do that today and figure out when you wanna take your class? Okay, good. And then what about preparing meals and stuff? Is that something this is a lot. Is this we kinda is this should we just start here? Okay, alright. Awesome. So you're gonna start simple, just some basic just, getting back in the habit and then awesome. I love it. Exactly. Good for you. Yeah, I love it. So you definitely wanna have some more blood work done. When I'm working with my clients, I even do like a micronutrient panel, but you wanna get some basic blood work done. Like, we know your vitamin D is low. That's gonna affect your mood, that's gonna affect your fertility, right? Your partner probably wants to get some basic blood work done a as well. And then doing the making sure you're eating correctly, the supplements, we talked about the supplements, the basic supplements you need to be on. Right? Gonna be helpful for both of you. You're I'm I'm gonna make the assumption that you're good at hydration. If not, we wanna make sure you're hydrating. And I'll send you so with food, it's basically just like healthy lifestyle, pretty much. So high quality protein, high quality fats, your vegetables, no processed foods. Right, those are the things. So I'll send you the guide. There's a couple specific fertility foods like beets and greens and red meat that are really eggs. Those things aren't generally helpful, but I'll send that for you so you have more of an idea. But as far as testing goes, you have to test your hormones. Your thyroid was good. Your vitamin D was low. Your blood sugars were good. I like the micronutrient panel because then it really helps you hone in on what supplements you should be having. It's not super expensive. It's $200. So it's not inexpensive, but it's not super expensive. So it's something to think about, okay? Definitely wanna check the hormones. And inflammation, I mean, there's like a whole whole bunch of things that I like to make sure that you're in optimal health before. We want healthy babies, healthy pregnancy, all the time. So I think it's really important. Okay, so that was a lot. How are you feeling? You have a plan. Is there anything that's going to stop you? No? Okay. And what's if something was to stop you, maybe you didn't feel like it, what are you going to do? I'll have to do it anyway. Are you committed to that? Yeah, good. Right. Keep your eye on your vision, on your goal. It'll pull you. And just and then celebrate yourself when you do.